Okay, so what if I told you that learning a certain language could literally change the physical structure of your brain? I know, it sounds like something out of science fiction, but we're about to dig into the research that shows how one language, in particular, is like a super powerful workout for your mind.
It's a pretty wild question, right? But according to some absolutely fascinating new research, the answer is a huge yes. And we're not just talking about memorizing new words. We're talking about real, measurable changes to your brain's wiring.
And look, this isn't just some random theory. This is based on solid evidence from a recent study at the Max Planck Institute in Germany, which is a world-class center for scientific research. So let's see what they actually found.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does this whole thing work? This is the science of what happens to your brain when it's on Arabic.
So, scientists use these incredibly powerful MRI scans to literally peek inside the brains of native Arabic speakers. And what they discovered, well, it wasn't just that they knew more words. They saw a visible, physical difference in how their brains are connected.
So here's how it usually works. For most languages, your brain's two halves, the left and right hemispheres, kind of work alongside each other in parallel. But the Arabic script forces them to communicate way more intensely. And the result? The brain literally builds stronger bridges, thicker, more efficient neural connections between its two halves.
So, what's causing this intense brain chatter? Well, it all comes down to something called complex semantic processing. You see, a lot of written Arabic leaves out the little marks for short vowels. This means your brain can't just passively read. It has to actively use the context of the sentence to figure out what a word means and how to even pronounce it. It's like your brain is constantly solving a little puzzle, word by word.
And that intense mental juggling act, that constant need to figure out meaning from context, is what makes reading Arabic the ultimate cognitive workout. Seriously, you're not just decoding letters on a page, you are actively training your brain to be more integrated and more robust.
Now, hearing about a cognitive workout is super exciting, but for a lot of us, it brings up a really practical question. The Arabic alphabet itself can seem pretty intimidating, so let's address that challenge head-on. Where do you even begin?
And that's the question that stops so many people before they even get started. The complexity can feel like you're standing at the bottom of a huge mountain, just looking up at a peak that seems miles away.
But the answer is actually beautifully simple. You don't try to climb the whole mountain at once. You just take the very first, most essential step. You start with the letters. Once you master that foundation, the rest starts to become possible.
So how do you turn that into a real plan? Well, starting with the letters is a whole lot easier when you have a clear roadmap, and some learning systems are designed to do exactly that.
One of those tools is the Arabic Teach the Alphabet Workbook Companion. It's designed from the ground up to be that perfect first step on your new learning journey.
The effectiveness of a system like this really comes down to its structure. It creates this simple, repeatable loop. You learn a letter in the workbook, you watch a video guide to see exactly how it's formed, and then you practice it yourself. With every single letter you master, you're kicking off that process we talked about. You're beginning to build those new neural pathways. And it's really comprehensive. For example, this system has over 40 companion videos, which means you get clear visual guidance for every single character in the alphabet.
See, the goal is to give you a complete system, not just a book. That mix of written exercises and video guidance is ideal for absolute beginners. And the structured, step-by-step approach is perfect for busy adults who are trying to fit learning into an already packed schedule.
And this brings us right back to where we started. That first step, just learning an alphabet, is the gateway to tapping into that incredible science. It's about taking an active role in your own brain's health.
And that is the most empowering part. The ability to strengthen your brain and build powerful new connections isn't some far-off dream. With the right first step, you can start building those new neural pathways today. Learning a new script is so much more than just a new skill. It's a profound investment in yourself. It is, quite literally, exercise for your mind. So the only question left is, are you ready to start your cognitive workout?